BCPS families, we are so excited to share with you today a read aloud of The Earth and I by Frank Ash. Frank Ash is the author and illustrator of our story. As you listen to this text today, we will stop at times to ask you questions, to make predictions, and to think about what is happening. After you finish listening to the story, we will first share some questions for you to think about and talk about with your family, and then you will see a writing prompt. You can use this writing prompt to respond to the text and then share your written response with your teacher. Finally, you'll see some project ideas for enrichment and ways to have fun interacting with the Earth and I at home. Enjoy!
Hi, pre-kindergarten friends and families. How are you today? It's Mrs. Smith from the Office of Early Childhood Programs. Today I'll be doing a read aloud of The Earth and I by Frank Ash. Frank Ash is the author and the illustrator of our text today, which means that not only did he write the words, but he drew the beautiful illustrations that we'll see in our story today. We'll be reading our story to recall important story events to help us to understand the earth. And we're also going to be exploring the story using our senses today. We're really going to look very closely at our illustrations to help us understand how we use our senses to explore the earth. But of course, before we begin reading our story, we always begin with a Brain Smart Start. As we have shared in previous episodes, the Brain Smart Start consists of 4 components: an activity to unite, an activity to disengage stress, an activity to connect, and lastly, an activity to commit to our learning. For our activity to unite today, we're going to do a finger play called Planting Time, which is sung to the tune of Row, Row Your Boat. We'll do some hand motions with this song, so I'm going to model the song with you, and then we'll do it together as a group. Are you ready to begin? It goes like this. You're going to pretend you have a shovel and that you're going to dig, and it goes like this. Dig, dig, dig the earth, then you plant your seeds. A gentle rain and bright sunshine will help your flowers grow. So let's do this together this time. Ready? Get your shovel. Let's dig, 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 dig the earth. Then you plant your seeds. A gentle rain and bright sunshine will help your flowers grow. Very good, you did it. For our activity to disengage stress today, we're going to do flower breathing. And I'm going to use a prop today for flower breathing. I made a little flower at home, and this might be something that you would like to do at home to make a flower to practice flower breathing after today's session. Very easy to make. What you need is just an empty toilet paper roll. And I happened to find in an old gift bag at my house some red tissue paper that I shaped like a flower, and just gently place on the inside of my toilet paper roll and adjust the top to make it look like flower petals. If you don't have tissue paper at home, you could certainly use a paper towel, a washcloth, or a piece of a magazine. Anything that you have around the house would really work. And to do flower breathing, we're going to pretend that we're smelling a beautiful rose. And when you smell a flower, you always take a really big breath so that you can smell the beautiful scent that comes from the flower, just like this. And you always exhale out, just like this. That's how we're going to do it. So we're going to do this breath 3 times. Are you ready to breathe with me? Okay, let's begin. Way to go, you did it. You did flower breathing with me. Thank you. Okay, for our activity to commit today, we're going to do a song called Mr. Golden Sunshine. Some of you might be familiar with this song. If not, I will sing it to you and then we'll do it together. There are some hand claps that you'll do. So if you have a family member that's home with you, you might want to get them to sit next to you to join you to do this activity. And there will be a part where we're going to frame our face and we're going to look really close at our family member and make sure that we're giving them some good eye contact. And then at the end of the song, you're going to take your family member's hand and you're going to draw a sunshine in their hand, and then you'll draw a sunshine in their hand as well. Okay, so this song goes like this, and we'll sing it together 2 times just so that you can learn it. Get your hand claps ready. Ready, begin. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, won't you smile down on my friend? Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, won't you smile down on my friend? Draw your sun. Okay, let's do that one more time. Ready, begin. Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, won't you smile down on my friend? Oh, Mr. Sun, Sun, Mr. Golden Sun, won't you smile down on my friend? And don't forget to draw that sunshine. Very good. Okay, the last component of our Brain Smart today is to do our activity to commit. As I mentioned earlier, that we're going to read the story, The Earth and I by Frank Ash, and that we're really going to have to pay attention to the illustrations in our story today to help us to understand the components of the earth and how we'll be using our senses to explore the earth. So my commitment today is to pay close attention to the illustrations to help me to understand the story. So with that, we're going to get ready to read The Earth and I by Frank Ash.
Before we begin reading our story, The Earth and I by Frank Ash, I'm going to share with you some words that are going to help you to understand the story. Take a look at this picture here. What do you see? It is a very special planet. It is so special because it's where we live. This is the planet Earth. Think about what are some of the things that you enjoy doing on Earth. I love more than anything else in the world to walk on a sandy beach and put my toes in the ocean. What about your favorite type of weather on Earth? What do you enjoy? Do you like a sunny day? Do you like a snowy day? Or maybe perhaps you like a rainy day so you can stomp around in a muddy puddle. As you listen to our story today, I'm going to ask you to pay close attention to the details of our story to help you to understand why Earth is so special. The next vocabulary word that I would like to share with you to help you to understand our story, The Earth and I by Frank Ash, is the word senses. I'm sure your teacher has talked to you about the 5 senses at school. These are things that help us to learn and play every day. The 5 senses include see, hear, smell, touch, and taste. Here's a fun little song that will help you to remember the 5 senses. We use 5 senses every day to help us learn and play. See, hear, smell, touch, taste. See, hear, smell, touch, taste. See, hear, smell, touch, taste. We use them every day. As we read our story today, I will ask you to identify the senses the main character in our story uses to help us to describe items found on the earth and in the sky. Okay, friends, let's get ready to read. Eyes are looking, ears are listening. Let's begin The Earth and I by Frank Ash. The Earth and I, written and illustrated by Frank Ash. The Earth and I by Frank Ash. for Lynn and Eric. This book has been dedicated to special people in the life of Frank Ash. The Earth and I are friends. Sometimes we go for long walks together. I tell her what's on my mind. She listens to every word. Then I listen to her. The child in this picture is using their sense of hearing. That means that they are using their ears to listen. What sounds do they hear on Earth? Let's look at this illustration to help us figure that out. That's right. The child can hear the baby birds tweeting in the nest. As we look at the pictures on these 2 pages, what kind of weather do you see? That's right, it is raining. And I notice that the child is using some more of their 5 senses in this picture. Let's look at this picture right here. What senses is the child using? That's right. They're using their sense of sight to see the rain cloud and their sense of touch to feel the cool rain. As we look at this picture, I can tell that the child is using their sense of hearing. What sounds are they hearing? That's right. They're hearing the lightning strike. Boom, boom, boom. They're hearing the raindrops fall from the sky. Plip, plop, plip, plop. The Earth and I are friends. As we look at the illustrations on these 2 pages, I notice that the child is using their sense of sight. As the child looks out this window, what do they see? That's right, they see the raindrops falling. As we look at the illustration on this page, we can see that the child is using their sense of sight to see a beautiful rainbow. We play together in my backyard. As we look at this illustration, what sense do you think the child is using? That's right, they're using their sense of touch. They're using their fingers and their toes. What are they feeling with their fingers and toes? They're feeling ooey gooey mud and tickly prickly grass. I help her to grow. She helps me to grow. How does the child help the earth to grow? That's right. The child is planting a garden. How does the earth help the child to grow? The earth grows many delicious fruits and vegetables for us to eat. As we look at this illustration, what sense does the child use when they are eating? They use this sense of taste to
eat their food, they use their tongue to help them taste, and they use their nose to smell the aroma of the food. I sing for her. She sings for me. How does the earth sing for the child? That's right. The 3 little birds in the tree sing for the child. I dance for her. She dances for me. How does the earth dance for the child? Take a close look at the picture. That's right. The wind whirls and twirls the leaves into the sky. What senses might the child be using right now? That's right. The sense of touch to feel the warm breeze blowing on his skin. The sense of sight to see the leaves flying into the air. And the sense of hearing to hear the wind rustle the leaves. When she's sad, I'm sad. Let's take a look at this illustration. Why might the earth be sad? Yes, I see garbage on the land. I see oil spilled into the river, an old tire in the river. That makes the earth and the child feel sad. Let's look closely at these illustrations. The boy is being helpful. How is the child helping Earth? That's right. They picked up all the garbage and planted new flowers. How do you think that will make the earth feel? Make a prediction. When she's happy, I'm happy. Was your prediction right? How can we tell the earth is happy? Let's look at the illustrations. We can see new flowers have grown. The water is clean and clear. We see animals gathering by the water. The earth and I are friends. The end. I hope you enjoyed this read aloud of The Earth and I by Frank Ash.
I hope you enjoyed the story, The Earth and I by Frank Ash. Now let's take some time to talk about our story. Find a family member at your home that you'll be able to talk about the story with. Did you find someone? All right, way to go. The first question I would like you to talk about with your family member is, what were some of the things that the child was able to see, hear, smell, touch, and taste in the story? Think about those illustrations that we paid close attention to as we read the story. I'll give you a few moments to share with your family member. What did you share with your family member? Did you share That the child was able to see rain out their window or a beautiful rainbow? Did you share that they were able to hear the birds tweeting or lightning striking? Did you share that they were able to smell the yummy food that they ate from the garden? Did you share that they touched ooey gooey mud or tickly prickly grass on their toes? And did you share that they were able to taste the delicious food that came from the garden? Next, I'm going to ask that you talk with your family about the following questions. Why was the earth sad in our story? And what did the child do to help Earth feel happy? Take a few moments to talk with your family member. Next, share with a family member how you can take care of Earth. Maybe you will help recycle at home or plant a new flower in your garden. Or perhaps you will remember to turn the water off while you're brushing your teeth. Take a few moments to share with your family member. Now that we have talked about our story, here's an idea of how you can write about our story after today's session. Draw a picture of how you can help take care of Earth. Think about what you shared with your family member and draw a picture of it. Don't forget to show the picture to your teacher during a class meeting. Extend the writing activity that you will do after today's session by discussing the weather in our story, and then draw a picture of your favorite weather and weather-related activity on the opposite side of the paper. You will be conserving a resource by drawing on both sides of the paper. Don't forget to show your picture to your teacher. To continue exploring The Earth and I by Frank Ash and ways that you can help the Earth, set up a recycling bin at home and have your child help collect and count items to place in the bin. You can also keep track of weather for the coming week and tally how many sunny, cloudy, and rainy days there have been. Going on a walk to observe and explore outdoors using the five senses is another great way to explore the beauties of Earth. Be sure to use your senses while you're walking. Smell a flower, feel the rough bark on a tree, see cloud shapes in the sky, hear birds tweeting. We hope that you enjoyed today's session. Until next time, we wish you well. We wish you well. All through the day today, we wish you well.